How can you find the best power of proximity in a cloud-based brokerage? Let's dig in today with the one and only Iain Main.
Let's
Hey,
go.
brother, great to see you again. Man, I know you just got off the heels of an amazing event out in Spain, and share with us, brother. What was some highlights? What was some of the fun that you had out there?
Hi, Jason. Yeah, I'm still riding that wave of energy and vitality that you get coming out of these events. And so yeah, there was recently an event in Barcelona. I just got back a couple of days ago. Um, and it was I have been to what I think six of the seven events that EXP Spain has done specifically in Spain. Um, I haven't done any international events yet, which we'll get into, but this one was definitely their best. I think that every time they get better, there's more people, the energy is better, and they're also, how do I say, learning themselves from like a company perspective on how to host these events and make them better,
Sure.
make them easier. You know, because we've had events where EXP was new, it still had the plastic on, it was still a baby. And some of these events really kind of they were drawn out and I felt like they were too long and people started losing their attention towards the end of it. But this one was awesome. It was really, really good. It was from 4 p.m.
Well,
to like yeah.
no, man, it's sorry to cut you off, but I was just thinking, and with us always improving like that,
Hmm.
the biggest reason why is because we are so agent focused and we literally listen to agents, whether they're in the United States, whether they're in Spain or France or Africa or Australia. We're listening how to be better. And just what you said, that is, and it even goes with events, it goes with production, it goes with bringing the right agents on. All
Yeah,
that
it does.
is huge to bring on. So I love that you keep seeing that improvement because that is EXP. And continue on, brother.
It is. And just to plug into that a little bit more, is after every event that we've had, they've reached out to me, um, asking me what I thought. Is there anything that I would change? What they liked about what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it so much. And so it is. It's 100%. They get the feedback from the agents, and then they adapt that to
Yeah,
their next one whilst they plan for the next one. I think they try to do one like every quarter.
that's awesome.
So no, 100%. And like I was saying, this was from 4 p.m. to like 9:30. There was like a cocktail dinner and stuff at the end of it. And it was really, really awesome. They had really great speakers there. Um, we learned from people within EXP Spain, some of the agents, some of the best agents, how they're doing it, how they're selling. One of my agents was up there talking to people how she did like an average of like 5 transactions a month in her first year, which is
Nice. Who is
insane.
that? Name drop, name drop.
Maria Jesus Sanz, that's her name. Look her up.
Yeah,
Best agent in Alicante. If you need anything in Alicante, reach out to her. She'll get it done. She's
that is awesome.
absolutely
Awesome,
awesome.
Maria. That's great. She was on stage.
Yeah, she was super nervous. It was funny. But she did a really good job, and it was one of the best talks of the evening. And it's cool because that's what one of the things that I love about EXP also is here's a really successful agent within our company, and in this case, within her first year, let her talk about how she did it. And that's it.
Yeah.
It's like the people that have started, had success, are teaching others how to do it. And then, there was what I really liked about this one also was we had a professional athlete there. And this guy, so it's cool. I think this is cool because it gives us a perspective of determination, willpower, overcoming, obstacles in your personal life and in your career and stuff, but not from it's not always from a real estate perspective. This is more from like a personal development kind of perspective. And what it takes to have that attitude and that mindset to become one of the best in the country. This guy was like running in the Olympics for Spain and stuff. So
Oh,
um
wow.
yeah, it was really cool and it was really motivational and inspiring and the energy throughout the whole thing was great. And the connections, which is what I think is the meat and potatoes of all of this is what it comes down to. Meeting people, putting a face to the names that we see all the time in this cloud based brokerage. Um, Learning more about them, getting a whole bunch of business cards and giving out a whole bunch of business cards and just, laughing and joking and meeting people. It's one of the best things, and it was such a good experience. And, you know, the better as you grow, the more that people, see your name everywhere. And I had like people stopping me like, "Oh, can I take a picture with you? I've been following your social media for so long. Like I'd like a picture with you." Like, "Oh my God, this has never happened to me before." And then I had yeah, like I had people stop and like, "Oh, I watch your podcast. Keep it up." And I was like, "Oh my God, this is like blowing my mind." So it's cool to get that kind of recognition from the company and from your peers and your partners within the company as you develop yourself and as you grow and as kind of um, take things to the next level. And I can only imagine that that's like scratching the surface of what things are like at EXPCon, because we have EXPCon International coming up here as well, and I've never
Hmm.
been to one, and I'd love to have that experience.
Yeah. Man, it's a lot of that is that power proximity we wanted to talk about. And, it was people lifting each other up. And it's goes to the old saying, a rising tide lifts all boats. And
Yeah.
that's why we want to be that rising tide for each other and people coming up to you and helping you to say, "Hey, I'm watching your podcast and I'm listening to you on Instagram and I'm following you." That's, you may not see that, or you see some numbers rise, but you don't see
Right.
names and people actually giving you that credit. So
Mhm.
that's where it is. That's the culture of EXP, is to rise each other up. And it's in those moments, just like you said, where you were just lifted up to a new
Yeah.
platform. Now you get to go back home and say, "Hey, Jason, we need to really kick up the ICW because we've got a lot of followers out there. We've got a lot
Yeah.
of people watching." And intern, now you're lifting me up, and that's when it gets so exciting because of that energy that you mentioned as well, brother. So I'm excited.
Yeah, and it goes both ways because, we got presented with awards, and when I had my agent up there talking, we, everybody is like on their feet and cheering for these people as they're collecting the awards for most transactions or top 10 sponsors or whatever it is. And there's no jealousy, there's no one's envious of anyone else for their accomplishments. It really is
Yep.
collaboration, partnership, everybody lifting each other up. It really, really is. When you see the people celebrating other people's success within the company, it's awesome to see. Whether you actually get an award or not, to be part of that is still such an amazing feeling, because for me that trumps competition like any day. That collaboration, that culture of collaboration within EXP. I've never ever seen this level of support between agents anywhere else. It's insane.
Yeah, and it is, man. And you really don't get that. And I think there's a lot of naysayers out there that just don't believe what you just said, because they're like,
Yep.
"What? Why? Why would you want that? Why would you want to lift up others?" One, because it's a better place to work. It's a better
Yep.
environment. It preaches positivity. I don't have to worry about competition. I could share everything with whomever. And then when you're meeting them in person and you're really clicking, and just because they're not in your organization or something, so what? You still can help them. And how great does it feel when you help anybody in this world?
Well,
So
that's it.
that, and that's the mindset here. It's like we
Yeah.
want to help people. Why should we hinder people? Where are those people in society that are hindering people? They're not around.
Right.
So that's the culture again, that's focused here, and love it because yeah. And you mentioned it briefly too, the EXP cons. I see that stuff all the time too, man, and I love that
Yeah.
energy. I keep going back to it because that's intoxicating in itself.
And the EXP cons, and this is me asking for me because I would like to go to one. Is that was a 3 day thing, I want to say, or does it
What was it?
change?
I believe it is 3 days. I can't remember.
It's all out. It's all out immersion, like
Yeah,
hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, I don't know if thousands of people, but
it's
I can only imagine after this event that I just got back from where there was like almost 200 people. I can't even imagine what, the
I
EXP
think
con.
yeah, I think the last one in Miami, I think we're close to 7,500 agents showed up.
Wow.
Um, so yeah, large group of people, and the convention center was huge enough to fit everybody and then some. So when you're getting the quality of speakers, you mentioned that these are agents producing in the field,
Yeah.
they're boots to ground, they are making things happen. Those are the people who are getting highlighted. We don't need to bring in all the big stars or anything because we have them here.
Yeah.
So they're just helping again, the same topic we were just talking about, helping others and sharing their story, just like Maria. How awesome was that? Yeah, she was nervous, but so cool. And, for her to take that back, this next year is going to be even better for her. She was number one in Alicante. Well, now she's going to grow and be even bigger than that, which is so exciting to hear.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. And no matter what level you're at, usually there's always someone that's doing better than you. And which is good because then we can learn from them. And that's
Right.
exactly the point. When you have the opportunity to sit down and listen to that person, whether you're looking to sell 10 homes a year or 20 or 150, that person is on stage talking to you about how they did it and you get to ask them questions. That's what some people dream of. Like, if only I could sit down with this person specifically, this Maria or this whoever it is, and ask them how they did it, I would be happy. And that's what these events provide. And it's
Yep.
not just Maria. They did like a round table of like five different agents that have been super successful within EXP here in Spain. And it was like open questions like, how do you work your clients? How do you do this? What differentiates you from the others? And it's literally just picking their brain about how they did it and filling your notebook with how. And that's probably what I most like about these events, apart from the networking side of it.
That's awesome. Um, Man, and I love it because I feel the energy, from you coming
Yeah.
off through the video, man. It's awesome. So I want you to keep riding that and use that. And that's again how you harness energy, because you could picture yourself there and say, gosh, man, this guy or this girl was challenging me and it really made me think, and gosh, I gotta step up. Why? Because I have a family. Why? Because I'm a business owner. Why? Because I'm an entrepreneur. Why? Because I just want to. Those are all important. And so I love the energy, man. And I know we're already almost out of time, and we could probably talk for another hour on this stuff, brother.
Yeah.
Um, what are you going to take from the event? And this is something I always do. So this is why I have this question for you. What are you going to take from the event and be able to implement into your business?
So a lot of so my notebook is filled with a lot of notes from how what these big top producers do differently to me. So I want to implement a lot of that stuff this year. Take what they've done and really implement it. I know that taking notes is one thing and remembering it and being motivated and inspired is one thing, but actually using that stuff and implementing it in your day to day is a whole different story, which is I think is where a lot of people fall off. Um, so my goal is to not. That's what I'm taking away this time. It's the boots on the ground, face-to-face work that these top producer agents are doing that I'm not doing, which I should be doing, and I'm going to implement that. And not only that, but also keeping in touch with these international connections that I've made, which is like a whole other topic. Again, we could go on like for half an hour. But if I was talking to someone, and by the way, turns out I'm not the only Scottish person in EXP Spain anymore. Hi, Jessica, from watching this. I'm talking to her who's sponsored by someone in the US as I'm next to the director of expansion in Europe and India and South Africa for EXP. And it's like keeping those global connections um, taught and not letting them disappear, I think is super important as well. That's another huge takeaway that I have.
Well, it is, brother. And I mean, it's those connecting of dots because now you have similarities with somebody else, a Scottish, uh, you know,
Yeah.
uh, agent out in Spain. Great. That's a camaraderie that can blossom. And that's why you get to meet these people and put these pieces together and see if they're useful. So man, yeah, and just keep that door open. Open doors, open minds, open many doors. And so keep that focus and yeah, it's going to take off. Where you were talking about what the other top producers are doing, how are you going to start implementing that?
So one of the things that for me specifically, because it's going to be different for everyone, but I come from like the digital marketing world. So a lot of what I do is all digital. It's all online. I can't hold it like physically in my hand. And one of the agents was speaking specifically about how she does the opposite. She barely does anything digital at all. She has like her logo, and that's about it. And what she does is a lot of work within her specific neighborhood, sponsoring sports events, just getting her name out there, business cards, and making these connections in person, face to face, coffee events and things like that. So that's one of the things specifically that I want to do a lot more of, getting people to know my face when they see me in the street, not when they open Facebook on their phone.
Yeah.
That's what, yeah, that's my big takeaway specifically.
Well, good. Well, I'm going to hold you accountable to that. So,
Yes.
yeah, we've got you on video now. So, everybody's going to see it and everybody's going to hold you accountable. So, make sure, yeah, when you do see him on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, that you are checking in with him and making sure that he's doing what he said and getting out there with the people too. So, brother, it's always great to see you. And I appreciate everybody watching today from the ICW. We're super grateful for all of our followers and everybody that continues to support us and be supportive. If you guys have questions about how these events can be in your area and want to help grow that, or maybe you want to have conversations about EXP Realty as a whole, connect with Iain or myself. Happy to do that. Iain, close us out, man, and because I certainly appreciate you being here today.
I would say it doesn't matter if you're currently within EXP or not yet. I highly recommend reaching out to one of us or anyone within EXP to find out where and when the next event is to go to it, because it's not all EXP all the time everywhere. It's literally just agents teaching agents. And that's it. So no matter where you're coming from, you can learn a lot at one of these events. Of course, there's going to be some things and everybody's all EXP'd out and whatever else. But um, that's what I just recommend. Just look into it, reach out to someone, learn more about it, and go to one of these events, because you'll come off of it with super high energy and a lot of new valuable information to implement in your real estate business. So
And sorry, because you opened up that can of worms, I got to add this because you are
yeah.
exactly right. If if one of us invites you to an EXP con or an event, attend. It could, and again, you're coming with an open mind. You're going to learn, and it's going to impact your business no matter where you are, or who you're with.
That's
So,
it.
and then if the model of EXP makes sense, then that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
It may make sense for you and it may not make sense for us to bring you on board. So you got to be considerate of that. But these events have so much energy and so much education that you could take with and really broaden. So if you are part of EXP watching this, I challenge you on the next local event that you have, bring 5 to 10 people with you. 5 to 10 people, that's my challenge. And if you're not with EXP watching, and you're local, or just get in touch with Iain or myself, and we will be able to help get you included on these events and make sure you're there learning, growing, feeling, and being awesome too.
That's it. And I hope to see you in the next international event. I'll be there. Will you?
Heck yeah, man. And every time, come back to the International Champions Workshop and we'll keep doing more goodness, have great conversations. And until next time, Iain. Appreciate you, buddy.
Adios.